So I didn't have the intention of this video being super long, but I've just been kind of thinking about some things ever since I went back to playing a little bit of Call of Duty Cold War. I just can't really look at MW right now with all the stuff happening with X Labs and Black Ops 3. I wanted to play a COD that I guess I can kind of enjoy that's still up to modern times, because the only downside to playing a lot of older Call of Duties is I don't have a lot of friends that play them, to be frank. So they're just a little lonely hopping into a bunch of cool servers and stuff. Well, used to being able to hop in a bunch of cool servers and stuff because they got rid of them. You can't really do that and talk in game chat and all that stuff, which is something that I love personally. I love talking in game chat, you know. So I decided to hop back in a little bit of Cold War. And I've been wondering, with Modern Warfare 2 and previously with Modern Warfare 2019, there are three key things that I'm so confused as to why they removed them. We're going to talk about those three things today. And the first one is going to be red dots on the minimap. Now that Infinity Ward, when they first launched MW2, said they removed red dots on the minimap to not punish players for firing an unsuppressed weapon. I gotta say, to this day, that makes literally no sense to me at all. It literally makes no sense to me whatsoever. Some people say it's realistic, but at the same time, I've said this in previous videos, you can dolphin dive out of an entire 4-story window on your rib cage and not break a rib. Your red dot show up on a compass, that doesn't happen in real life. You know, you can't just slide all over the place, crazy, dolphin dive, reload, mid-dive. Nothing about it is realistic. I don't really understand what the point of it is. All I can say is they're just doing that so bad players have a chance of getting a kill in the game. They can just camp wherever they want and just fire their weapons like crazy. And to me, like, I've always liked the give and take system that Call of Duty used to have. If you wanted to fire a weapon and not show up on your minimap, you use the suppressor. That was the solution every single time. And the fact that they changed that for the sake of changing it, I guess, just made no sense to me at all. It was a change that was unnecessary, and it was a change that did nothing to the benefit of the game, in my personal opinion. I don't really get it. So now everybody can just kind of sit, and I guess the logic is you have to use your ears and your other senses and blah, blah, blah in order to adapt, quote unquote, to the new Call of Duty. I can't be the only one that was always using his senses, you know, sound and sight and whatnot to see where other players were, right? I wasn't just staring at the minimap the whole game, but it makes sense. If you want to camp in a certain spot, you got to have some kind of give. Like, if you want to camp there, just fire like crazy, that's fine, but you got to use a suppressor so you don't get punished for it. Now you just don't get punished at all. I don't get that change. But red dots on the minimap is my number one for one. Two, why are they so obsessed with making dead silence this field upgrade thing? I don't understand it. Because I honestly think a majority of the maps in MW2 would actually play a lot better, phenomenally better, if we had Death Silence as a perk. It's just like they feel so bad because you literally can't move around them. Everybody's got sound equalization on now. They've got these crazy headsets that are cranked to the max. Call of Duty is not the kind of game like CS or Valorant where crouch walking is just the way to play the game. It's a fast-paced shooter. Even MW2, you move quickly. You're supposed to move quickly around the map and kind of make fast-paced moves. Like, no matter how slow they try to make the game, it doesn't work like that at ranked. It doesn't work like that competitively. It doesn't even work like that casually. The game is meant to be a move around, go find people, and get into gunfights kind of game. Now, everybody's gonna have a different play style, but that's why we've always had different pieces of equipment to kind of mitigate that. Like, if you were a camper in the old CODs, you still had your claymores, your trip mines, your perks that made it so you could hear other players easier. Now it's just all this one force kind of play style, really. Like, you camp or you die, or you play extremely slow or you die. And yeah, I get nuked in this video. I'm sorry. I really did not realize what kind of lobby I got into. But anyway, I don't really understand like the direction with that. Like, what's fun about taking away options? Like, there are no additional options in this game. You can't tell me otherwise. Like, there are ways to play fast paced. You still can use the Dead Silence field upgrade, but it's just such a pointless change in my opinion. Like I said, you know, with the old systems, you could still camp, and players that were aggressive still had to be careful, but it was still a one-to-one advantage. Campers got all the nice camp equipment they needed, you know, your claymores, your sound horror equipment, your trophy systems, etc., etc. While aggressive players, they got their suppressors and dead silence, were able to move around a little more effectively. Campers had to learn how to watch their corners a little bit more, and while people are honestly saying rushers just have to be a little more careful and a little bit more aware of their decisions, you can say the same thing for campers. Campers had to learn how to watch their corners and watch their left and their right and their back to make sure somebody wasn't on the flank for them. So I don't really get that argument. That give and take is what makes Call of Duty balanced and more enjoyable and playable. Everybody's gonna have a different opinion. I'm not gonna hate people for liking to play a certain way, but I'm just saying it's kind of a lie to say that there are multiple playstyles in the game when they take away things that benefit other types of playstyles. Like you have red dots on the minimap, but they're gone, so if you're an aggressive player, you literally have to hunt for a guy who's not showing up on your map, is sitting in a corner with 2 claymores, sound horning you like crazy. If you don't have dead silence, you're recharged in time. I mean, you just gotta wait till it's charged up. That's just not how literally any Call of Duty's ever played. And I've seen a lot of people say this is more to the original roots of COD. No, it isn't. You've always had dead silence as a perk since MW, if I'm not mistaken. So that change has never made an iota of sense to me. And the last change that never made a sense to me was map voting. Now I think we can all universally agree, why the hell is there no map voting in modern Call of Duties anymore? I believe Cold War had it. Why did they take it away? They never to this day have explained why they took away map voting. It's like they want people to play their maps because, question mark? I don't really get that. Like the red dots on the minimap and the dead silence, they've briefly and mildly explained to certain degrees. They've never once explained why they took away map voting. That's the funnest part of Call of Duty. Like if you get that one map that it's just amazing to play on, you can vote for it, everybody gets into that lobby, it goes crazy. I don't really get it. Like, why did they take that entire feature away? Like, that to me is the most senseless decision out of all 3 of these decisions. Like, the other ones you could argue they want to force people to play a certain play style. Okay. But taking away map voting? How does that work? Why does that exist? I've never understood that at all. It's a weird decision to me, and I really wish they would explain their decisions better than, we want people to do X thing our way. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's such a stupid system. They've obviously got some kind of data that tells them this is the right direction to kind of go in, but I just want to know, like, what kind of data are they looking at, man? It's got to be something related to casuals and how they play the game based off of certain, like, parameters or whatever set up in the game. I don't really know, but it's just such a weird decision to me. Honorable mentions we could also mention is like traditional sniping. They've made every single sniper slow. I don't count marksman rifles. I hate the fact that marksman rifles by default don't have a scope, so you just got all these crackheads running around with scopeless marksman rifles. I miss traditional sniping. Even if I wasn't really a sniper, at the most I feel like marksman rifles should at least have a pre-built scope in, so you have some kind of give and take. You have to take it off like you would in any other Call of Duty. If you want to take the scope off, it's a form of attachment, quote unquote. Now you just get it for free and the ADS quick, no scope, nothing. And you can just slap on every single fast attachment plus having no scope. I don't really get that. Every sniper I use in the game, I try to build them with a scope, marksman rifles included. I don't enjoy playing like that personally. It's just kind of weird and corny to me, if we're being honest here. It just doesn't feel like what sniping Call of Duty has always been. I don't really like that. I have never understood that decision. Another thing I guess too is an honorable mention is the concept of overlapping streaks. Why do streaks not stack in this game? Why not? What about the people that like to chase like those high kill games that go crazy and get nukes and stuff and have, why did they take away overlapping streaks? They like, this is what I mean when I say they really nerf like the Russian kind of playstyle, the aggressive, chaotic playstyle. Like, yeah, it's not fun to get nuked in a game, but not only do you have the option to leave, getting nuked is a feature in a game that should be rewarded to a player if they're able to get nuked. But if you're able to overlap your streaks, you're going on that crazy of a kill streak, I feel like it's more than fair that you can overlap them, and that's just me personally. This is the only Call of Duty that doesn't have overlapping streaks, and it's just such a bizarre change for the sake of change. Like, it's not even explained. It's just, yeah, we just don't do that anymore. I don't get that. I really do not get that. That's what I'm kind of hoping with MW3. Sledgehammer does listen to suggestions. Now, I don't plan on buying this game off the rip. I'm gonna keep it $1.50 with you. I've been struggling to think about like what kind of COD content I want to post on this channel. I don't want to support Infinity Ward and Activision with all the stuff that I've said in the last couple of videos. But I also really like bringing good content to you guys, and I think a lot of people are starting to enjoy this channel a lot. Like, I've been getting a lot of love and support on the content. A lot of people, you know, telling me that they love the videos that I'm making, and so forth and so forth. So I just kind of need a bit of direction here. Do you guys still want to see Call of Duty content on this channel, whether it's MW2 or Cold War? I feel like a lot of people would enjoy Cold War. Let me know in the comments, man. I know this is relatively still a fresh new channel, but for the people that are going to watch this video, I really appreciate it, and I would love to hear your opinions on stuff, because everybody's opinion here, no matter how much I disagree with it, is always welcomed. And that's going to be the end of this video. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like on it, sub to the channel for more gaming content, check out my socials in the description down below. And as always, this has been Jay the Gamer. I'll see you later. Peace.